Hey everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Gardening. Now, about 3 to 4 months ago, I did something that might have broke every conventional rule known to man as far as gardening is concerned. But is it really a rule, or is it just one of those unwritten rules? You all decide for yourselves. I know you all are asking yourselves, well, Chad, what did you do? Last year, I got 2 watermelons out of this entire patch. Now, that's not really good if you really think about it. 2 watermelons, at least it was 2 watermelons. But I didn't have a good success rate. So this year, what I decided to do is I wanted to go ahead and change something. I wanted to go against the grain. I wanted to buck the system, honestly. And I said buck the system. But what I wanted to do was really give my watermelon area a good strong start, a strong foundation of nutrients. And I think I did it, but you tell me. Let's recap. This is what the garden looked like whenever I planted the 3 different types of watermelon plants and the 1 cantaloupe. Okay, watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. All 3 different types of watermelon and a cantaloupe. Now right here, okay, so that's how it looked about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. This is how it looks right now. So right in here is where the watermelons were planted. 1, 2, and 3. And then I had a cantaloupe in here that is now gone. This one was the one from Kate, the 2nd grader from last school year, who gave me a seed. And now look at this thing, all the way up. And I actually have, and as you can see, I have cantaloupes growing. First one ever, right there. And then look at all of them that are growing in here on this plant. I have cantaloupe little seeds coming out my ears. But if we pan back, we got a watermelon right here. We have a watermelon right back in there. I've got watermelon vines all through here and even going up over the fence line, over my fence into my neighbor's yard. Watermelon vines just everywhere. And if we look back in there, there is another watermelon that I didn't even know was in there until last week. Now this watermelon vine goes all the way back over here. Okay, so you're saying, well, what's the big deal, right? I mean, watermelon vines grow, they sprawl, they go everywhere. So what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is last year, I didn't have all this. My watermelon game was bad, was not good at all. But check this out. I just found this last night and I got so giddy. I'm sure it was very comical. So again, watermelon vines going everywhere, going behind, back there, coming over into the tomatoes. See tomatoes, more tomatoes. But this is what I got excited about right there. I have another melon of some kind. That's a watermelon. I don't have any squashes planted over here. And that's on a watermelon vine. So I honestly don't know what kind of watermelon that is, but I'm excited because I have 4 watermelons growing right now. 2 big ones, and then 2 of these little smaller looking ones. So, Chad, what did you do? What did you do? Here's where I broke the rules. Okay, so here are the rules. You are not supposed to put any kind of food product in your soil unless it's a compostable type of food product, like, you know, like fruits or vegetable scraps, stuff like that you can put in your garden that will compost. But you're not supposed to put any dairy, meat, pastas, none of that stuff's supposed to go in your garden. But why? Well, because it'll bring bugs, it'll bring a bad smell as everything decays, it'll bring rodents and stuff of that nature. Okay, I get it. But who says you can't take stuff in your refrigerator that's about to go bad, leftovers that you forgot were leftovers, stuff like that, and stick them in your garden. Well, a lot of people say that, but you know what I did? That's right. 4 months ago, right here, I dug out a 14 inch by 14 inch square all the way down to the soil, which was about 14 inches. And I took everything in my fridge that was about to go bad, everything, except for anything that had oil in it. I will not put oil in my soil. I will not put oil in my soil. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah. But everything else, I put in a big bowl, and I came out here and I dumped it right there. And I dumped it right here in this hole. And then I covered it up, and I put one of these metal grates over it so I knew where it was. And to keep my dog or any rodents, which I don't have rodents here. Of course, I say that and I might have jinxed myself, but I don't have anything here that does anything like that. But I put all of that in the bottom of that hole and I covered it up. Now this was right after I planted the watermelons, the 3 watermelon plants, and that cantaloupe. Okay, so you all tell me, was it worth it? Did it work? Did I bring in enough nutrients and just a massive punch to the face of my garden right here in this area that created this plethora of growth of these watermelons and the cantaloupe? I think so. I think there's no doubt about it that me putting all of that stuff down in that hole has worked. It has put so much nutrients into this ground that, I mean, look at it. I mean, seriously, look at the growth of these watermelon vines. They go literally all the way over to right in there, and they're all the way up over my fence. And then as you saw, the cantaloupe is just going crazy. What am I saying? Well, I'm saying what I always say on this channel. If you have a gut feeling about something, do it. Go for it. You have nothing to lose. Now, I did a lot of research before I decided to do this. I've seen a bunch of videos of other YouTubers. I've done the reading, and there are legitimate reasons not to do something like that. And it's mainly, in my opinion, for the smell and for your dogs or rodents and things of that nature. But my dog does not dig, and it was deep enough that I don't think there's any smell. I never smelled anything. And a week after I threw everything in that hole, I actually got right down next to the soil and smelled to see if I could smell anything. There was no smell except for soil, nothing else. Now, I fully believe that if I was to dig that section up, there would be worms galore in that soil. There will be all kinds of micro life going on down in there. And the roots, I know, are just going nuts. The biggest thing that I like to say here is, again, don't just stick with what everybody else does. Go against the grain if you feel that you should. If you have a gut feeling that something might work. I had a feeling it would work. I didn't think it would work to this extent, just being honest. So, break the rules. Be a rebel. Because what's the worst thing that could have happened? My plants wouldn't have grown, and I would have been like, okay, well, didn't work. But what's the best thing that happened? I've got watermelons going crazy, and I might just have a bunch of cantaloupes for the first time ever. So I think this is a win-win. Now, I'm not saying throw everything in the world in your garden. Obviously nothing with oils, because oils don't really break down. But I put in there milk, leftover meats, pastas that were about to go out, things like that. And I think the proof is in the pudding. I mean, look at how good this garden is doing. I am just amazed at the awesomeness of my watermelons. Drop a comment down below and you all tell me, what do you think? Do you think I should have done that? Do you think you might try that? What do you think? You tell me. I'm excited to hear, I'm anxious to hear what you all have to say about this, because again, it goes against the grain. It's not the normal thing to do. But I don't do the normal stuff. And I think I've shown enough craziness on this channel to prove the fact that if you have an idea on something, just go for it. Go for it. and have your kids there with you. Teach them to not always focus on what everyone else does. Go against the grain, think outside the box. You never know what will happen. And as you can see, I got watermelons and cantaloupes all up in here. All right, everybody, as you just heard, I think the Houston area is finally going to get some rain. And I'll tell you, for me, I'm ready to not have to water this backyard. Okay, everyone, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I like to go outside the box. I don't want to stay inside this little square. I like to be all around the square, outside the square, in the square, everywhere. So hey, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Please consider doing so. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're always notified. Check out the Facebook and Instagram pages, Down Home Backyard Gardening. Comment, share, like if you enjoyed this video, and everyone, as always, shine bright and harvest hard. Bye. Okay, everyone, did you see the update that's coming soon? I am so excited. Stay tuned.